Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I'm your host, Zari Robinson, and this is the 8th and final episode titled She Is Somebody. I brought one of my amazing guests back with me today, Rachel Mixon.
Hey everybody.
And I brought a new guest to join us today, Jalen Wilson.
Hey friends.
How y'all feeling?
How am I feeling? I'm good. It's Friday.
That's true.
I'm doing good as well.
Cool. So like always, to start this off on a high note, I wanted to play a quick game. This time we're going to play Sing It Girl. So what are some lyrics or a song from a female artist that makes you feel like that chick?
Okay, I'm going to keep it PG. Upgrade You by Beyonce.
Okay. Rachel?
I'm drawing a blank on a song right now, but I'm sure it's a Beyonce song. So we're just going to go ahead and give Beyonce her credit for that one.
Makes sense. Mine is Nunya by Hilani.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get into what's really real. So before we begin, I want to share that back in September, Instagram model Janae Gagner, I apologize if it was wrong, she was killed by a stalker in her own home. In her unfortunate passing, the interest was split down the middle with people who offered their condolences and the other side ridiculing her because of her career path, as if the picture she posted online somehow justified someone stalking and murdering her. I share this story to say that what's really real today is that nobody seems to care that much about protecting Black women. So, on to the topic of discussion. First question, do you think Black women live under a microscope?
I would say yes and no, because being under a microscope implies that the person who is looking through the microscope is paying attention to what the person is doing. And I feel like Black women get ignored more than we get. Most of the time, people are not paying attention to what we're doing, and that's the problem.
I definitely agree with Rachel on that one. I think that we're overlooked in ways that we shouldn't be. And it's almost kind of like no matter what we do, we can't get the positive attention that we need/want. But whenever it comes to judgmental attention, they're gonna come for us.
True. Yeah, I agree. I would say I didn't think about it the way y'all put it actually when I first looked at the question. We do get ignored. But I think it's crazy how people want to copy what we do. Pretty much. They will focus real hard on us to get everything we do and get the positive side of it, whereas we would get the negative. So that's true.
That part.
So someone said there is more than one type of Black woman. Do y'all think this is true? And if so, what is being a Black woman to you?
Well, I want to answer the second part first. As a Black woman, we go through a lot. I remember growing up, my parents always taught me, you got two disadvantages. You Black and you a woman. You have to work 10 times harder. And so, to me, being a Black woman, it's like being a queen. Being that Nubian queen. I really am a queen. I don't bring things to the table. I bring the table and everything on it. The beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, ham, you name it. I bring that. I bring the nurturing. I bring the book smart, the street smarts. I bring all of that. So that represents a queen. And someone wise told me this today. You're really the head of the household. It's like a job because you have to make sure every piece of the puzzle works and fits together. And that's what queens do.
That was so well said. Oh my goodness.
I know.
You know what? I'm going to do like Jalen. I'm going to answer the second part first. Being a Black woman to me is me being exactly who I am. I am Black and I am a woman. And that in and of itself is enough. So I think it's true that there is more than one type of Black woman because there's more than one Black woman in this world. And I love how even though we are all so different, we share something so strong and so real with other Black women. I think that's that Nubian queen attitude that Jalen is talking about that we all feel.
Y'all killed those answers for real. I'm going to do the same thing y'all did. Being a Black woman to me, I would say definitely is being the blueprint of most of this. But being proud to be a Black woman is underappreciated because there's so much thrown at us every day that I feel like you actually standing proud, even when people say I'm proud to be Black, I feel like that's such a statement, but definitely being I'm proud to be a Black woman is something crazy to me because you're proud to be something that so many people are ashamed of, so many people try to change. So being one is just I think it's amazing. And yeah, there's definitely more than one type. I hate that we stereotype and try to make it seem like all Black girls are ghetto, all Black girls are this, but there's definitely different types of Black women.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think it more so comes on the fact of how you were raised. Like, nobody is the same. Honestly, God didn't make us all the same for a reason, because it would be boring if we were all the same.
That is true, actually.
I think it's so powerful for us to have spaces like this to, like, you know, just say that every type of Black woman is valid and she is worthy in her own right. Because I don't think that we hear that enough. And I think that when we start to talk about it, people always want to change the subject. But like, that's why this is so powerful, because we're acknowledging the beautiful differences in each of us, and just being able to say whatever this Black woman is, whoever she is enough.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful to me.
Oh, you're about to make me cry. There's a quote that says, y'all love the Black woman as a superhero, but you absolutely hate her as a human being. What are your thoughts on this quote?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes, full honesty.
Rachel, you might want to go first on this.
No, go in. Go in.
I agree. I agree, because like Rachel said, like you said, as a Black woman, we don't get the same amount of respect as the next gender or the next race. We get labeled as, I don't want to date a Black girl because she got an attitude, and she roll her eyes and smack her lips when something is said. But it's always like when people tell you, when you point your finger, be mindful because 3 are pointing back at you. That's how I feel when it comes to being a Black woman, because if it's something that you don't want said to you and you come at me incorrect, you expect my tone and my answer to be all well put together, but you can't check yourself. But when something happens, say like you're upset one day, or you need that nurturing from that Black woman, you automatically come to her and expect her to save the day. And I think it goes back to, I think it was Tupac that said it. I don't understand how we mistreat women. When you get our name from a woman, the woman is carrying you for 9+ months, doing all of this stuff, but you still disrespect them.
Yep.
It's an insult, honestly. So I agree with the quote.
And you, Valerie?
Snaps to everything Jalen said. I agree with this quote because it's like true for me, and I think it's true for a lot of Black women in their daily lives. Like, people often impose this archetype onto Black women of being strong and being the saviors. And I think that when Black women, especially younger Black women, say that they're not going for that anymore, people get really upset about it. And that's why Maxine Waters talking about reclaiming my time and like reclaiming her humanity and her womanhood and her Blackness is so powerful, because we don't get that opportunity. I definitely want to repeat what Jalen said about how it's so easy. And when I say Black men, I mean collectively. I don't mean like individuals. It's so easy for Black men to abandon us, but then run to us for help. That kind of like dynamic has to change, because it's literally causing Black women to like become hard to the point where we don't even get to be women anymore. Black women still have to strive for their humanity, even in being treated like superheroes.
I agree with what you're saying, Rachel. You summed it up real quick. Like, you want us to be somebody that we're not. You want us to be the picture perfect woman that you want, when we're just trying to be authentically ourselves.
To add to that, I think Black women, we have got to stop like subscribing to the idea that we can be superheroes and that we can do it all, because we perpetuate that same ideology, and it's so not healthy for us to treat ourselves like superheroes, because we're not. Like, and maybe that's like a pride thing that, you know, we as Black women need to work on, but we got to outgrow that.
It's a generational thing too. Well, we've always been taught to just, you know, let it roll off our back. Like, pick it up, you got it. You the one that carries your family. And in reality, who carries us?
Y'all pretty much in all the points, to be honest. I agree with both of y'all. It is true about Black women, like, being the superhero of everything, per se. Because I was like, it is crazy how I know, like, not all Black men, but some Black men do treat Black women like crap. They will uplift another woman over us to do whatever they feel like they need validation from. But I was like, they will do that. But if a Black man is killed, shot at by a policeman, I feel like the first people to be there to stand up is Black women 100%. 100%. We will like fight to the end for the people, for the same people who 2 days ago probably was like, oh, they like some black roaches or something. I have literally heard that before. We're so caring people, and I feel like that's why they give us the title superhero. But yeah, I agree with what y'all said. So
you hit it spot on, Z.
I was trying to stomach.
So I guess my question is, how you feel about this swing? I don't even know where it was. I just remember the video. I think she had like a Ring camera or something. But basically the man was trying to come into the house, and you could see it on your Ring camera. And so I think she was walking her dog and she was going back into her house, and he saw her, and I don't even think he stopped and said, hey, how you doing, beautiful, or anything. I think he just followed her at this point. She turned around, she said, sir, like, what are you doing? And he said, I'm trying to talk to you or something. She said, no, I'm not interested. Then he came on her property. She went into her house and locked her door. And he tried to put his finger over the camera, which was not smart because that meant his fingerprints were on it, but whatever. And so when he did that, then he put his gloves on and she was talking to him through the Ring camera like, sir, get off my property. What are you trying to do? He put the gloves on, and I think he went to the back of the house to try to break in, and he went to the front of the house to try to break in. All her neighbors that were like outside or paying attention were doing the bystander effect. They saw the incident, but they thought somebody else reported it, so they weren't reporting anything. And so I think it took her like 15 minutes. I might be wrong, but it took her a minute for the police to get there because she was on 911, like calling them, and they noticed when they checked the perimeter that he had broke like the screen to try to get into the house and everything.
What was his goal?
I think he just wanted to know her name. That's just like guys at a gas station, though. When you hit on a girl at the gas station and the girl turns around and she says, oh, I'm not interested. And then you get very upset because she says she's not interested. Like, you don't know what her circumstances could be. She probably had a bad day. She just don't want to talk to you today.
Can I actually talk about that? Because I actually recently had a conversation with this guy. It actually turned into an argument because he was talking about like some girl who was like not giving him the time of day, how we have to be polite, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you know that literally why most girls are polite? They're not really trying to lead you on. They're doing that to protect themselves.
Oh, that part.
Because if I do tell you in Walmart, hey, I'm just trying to shop, some men will do what he did. Follow you to your car, to your house, to you, whatever. And it's like, I really was just shopping. This is an example of they take it to the next level. It's not that serious. Yeah, they really don't understand what we be going through. So we really don't owe them jack for real.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just had an encounter like this the other day.
Really?
Yes. I was in Walmart picking up a few things. I think I was buying dog food. And this man, I saw him see me from across the store and I was like, oh crap, he's going to come over here. And he started walking towards me. And by the time he got I said, sir, please do not bother me. He said, oh, my bad. And it's little things like that that just make me feel like it's not safe for me to be in this world. I don't like feeling like I can't be safe in Walmart where I'm supposed to be able to go about my day and not have to look over my shoulder and see who's coming after me or who might try to do something to me. And it's sad because, like, you know, young girls growing up, we're taught all these little tips and tricks about how to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. Or you got to hold your keys between your hands, or you got to get this special lock for your door. All this crazy stuff. And it's like they want us to be prepared, but they don't want to fix the real problem, which is these crazy men who don't know how to take no for an answer.
Oh, that part. Because sometimes when a woman is telling you no, you don't know why she's telling you no. It could be she just got out of a really unstable relationship and she's mentally not in the place to go there, so she don't want to lead you on. She could have lost her mama the day before. You don't know. So just take the no, and if it's meant to be, it'll come back.
No, I like what both of y'all said, but definitely when Rachel was like, they don't want to fix the problem. I have literally said that before where I was like, how we were grown up, always something like, make sure when you get right in your car, make sure you lock the door. Make sure you check behind in the back seat. I literally have been taught that. And it's crazy that we don't teach the boys growing up to just, you know, leave a girl alone in the store. Like, we don't teach them jack. It's always, we got to teach y'all how to protect yourselves.
And you would think that they would, I guess, respect it more because they come from a Black woman.
Right. We kind of talked about this question a little bit, but we can go a little bit more in detail. But do you guys think the strong Black woman narrative is the reason the world thinks Black women are able to take so many hits and keep pushing?
Yes, 100%. All day, every day. And I think for me, one thing that I've been trying to like step into lately is this idea that today I'm not a strong Black woman. Today I'm a vulnerable Black woman. Today I'm a tired Black woman. I think it's difficult for people to get adjusted to that when they're so used to the facade of strength. In those moments, I feel like I have to like prioritize myself so that I give myself that space to be vulnerable, to be tired, to make mistakes, to be sad, or to even be joyful, not just strong. And that's difficult, especially when people you love have been conditioned to like treat you like you're strong, but you gotta like break that cycle of just sitting back and taking it. A lot of our foremothers had to do that, but we don't have to. So if you give me a chance to not be strong, I guarantee I'm gonna take it every time.
Oh yes, Rachel, that reminded me of it was a couple of years ago. You know, because I'm still a part of Generation Z. About a couple of years ago, they had like this meme going around that said, "Be his peace, ladies, be his peace." And the first thing that went up in my mind was, why can't y'all be our peace? Sometimes we need peace.
We don't want the toxic things that they give us sometimes.
You can't be peace to a storm like that, though. Some people are just toxic.
Oh, that part.
Just toxic.
That part. I definitely agree with Rachel, though. Like, that strong Black woman narrative, it's been around for generations and generations, from our grandmamas to our grandmama's grandmama. Honestly, y'all, we in 2021. Depression is real. If it's some days where I just can't be that strong Black woman, I'm not going to try to be that strong Black woman. And I'm going to be checked out. And you're going to see it on my face that I'm checked out. So it's like, you know, accept that Black woman. Look at people the way that you would want people to look at you. There are some times where you're not going to have it all together. And there are going to be some days where you're just going to be like, I'm checked out. And you have to be empathetic and understand how others feel. And that goes the same for a Black woman.
I agree with both of y'all. I've never been the strong Black woman. Like, I like that in my household, and people who I even grew up with, I didn't have to be that. They gave me the option to be something else. So I definitely am more in tune with my emotions, but I know not everybody got that treatment.
We love that for you. We love that for you.
Oh, yes.
It definitely made me see things differently, though, when I started meeting people who didn't experience the same thing I did. So it's just sad when you see, like, even, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to explain how in a situation that might be sad or whatever, instead of a Black woman being sad, she's like comforting someone else. Like, I don't know how to put that.
Yeah.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think it's really easy for us to talk about the strong Black woman narrative, but it's really hard for us to like stop embodying it. Yeah. Because you have to give yourself a lot of grace. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, if I'm being like really vulnerable right now, it makes me feel like guilt when I'm gracious with myself. And that makes me feel so bad because I realized for so long I've catered to like everybody else in my life. And that like guilty feeling that I get is a result of like me not taking care of myself over the years. That's like the day-to-day reality of unlearning that strong Black woman narrative. Sometimes it's hard, but it has to be done.
Ooh, Rachel, stop calling me out. Please stop calling me out. I had to incorporate self-care days. Like, some days where you can pour into everyone else and you have to pour into yourself. And I went through a very hard time where I was pouring in so much of my energy to other people. I wasn't being poured into myself. I remember my mom telling me, she was like, Jalen, you have to see yourself as one way before you expect someone else to see you that way. Meaning, when it comes to this narrative that you're this strong Black woman, you got to see yourself and know, like, it's okay to be that sometimes, but you don't have to be that all the time. If you want someone to be your peace, you be your peace for yourself first. And you teach people how to treat you. I'm not going to say I got it all the way together because I fail a lot. However, I know that I'm not the same Jalen I was 2-3 years ago when I was crying and asking God to help me become that Jalen.
God dang, y'all.
We ain't gonna cry.
No, I like that you share that, though. We need to have more of those moments where we are in a safer space to do that. That actually goes on to our next question, which we get into ask the question, which these are more personal questions, so you can answer them or you do not have to. But as a Black woman, when the world is sitting on your shoulders, where do you go or do to let your hair down and just feel completely safe and judgment free? If y'all have a space. If you don't, it's fine.
I'm not going to sit here and lie like I have a space like that right now. I think I'm cultivating that space within myself, like learning how to just be mindful and be present in the moment and show up for myself when I just need to like let go of some stress. I'm learning how to like, actually meditation is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it all crazy. It's just meditation. Sometimes I'm going to be like now in my life where I feel like I don't have that space, but I still have to be able to take care of myself. Ideally though, you know, when I get myself together, I really want a room in my house dedicated to just being like a safe space for me to go spiritually, emotionally, mentally, in all of those ways.
Ditto to what Rachel said. She just spoke a mouthful right there. And your meditation can be anything that you feel like that draws your mind to your center self. For me, it's my devotionals, y'all. I learned in the Bible app, there are like devotionals that you can read pertaining to your mood. And so my quiet time is honestly in the morning when I first wake up, because I always try to wake up 30 minutes prior to when I'm actually going to get dressed. Now, that don't work for everybody, but it worked for me. If I'm feeling like loneliness or stressed out, this last series I read was called Crazy Faith. That is what helps me when I feel like I have so much on my shoulders. Just reading that and understanding and being like, people before me felt this way. And there is a way to overcome it. And you're doing just fine. And this been my theme song all week. Is the TikTok, girl, you doing just fine. Or girl, you doing a good job. But it don't say girl, it say something else. That's what helps me. Like being able to read that devotional and like it just releases that stress. I'm just like, Now I might have to read it like 2-3 times during the day. But it helps me.
Gotcha. I don't exactly go to a place like Rachel said. I don't really have a place that I go to right now. It's more like by myself per se. I have to speak out loud to myself. That sounds crazy. So it's not really a place that I'm going to. It's more like a mindset, I guess. Is that a thing? Yeah.
No, that's right. That's truthful.
So kind of like Jalen, where you're reading stuff, I kind of say things to myself, if that makes sense. Like I have
positive affirmations.
Yeah, that's what I do. But it's like pertaining to the specific situation that might be going on that I feel like I need to feel safe from. I don't really have a place though.
That's a good thing though, Z, because positive affirmations, like you're building yourself up within yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't do that. Like that speaks volumes. Shoot, I can't even do that for real.
Sure you can.
Girl, you doing a good job.
Well, we all are. Is there anything you would change about being a Black woman? I want to hear y'all's answers on this one.
Like personally or
just anything. Is there anything you would change?
Personally, no. I mean, well, that's a hard question because I'm a devil's advocate. We all have room to grow. However, is there something I would want to change as a Black woman? It would be the perception, but also the way we view ourselves too.
Got you.
If that makes sense.
That's honest.
I think there's 2 ways to answer this question. So I think like one way to think about the question is there anything that I would change about the past, like the history of Black women? And the answer to that is no. And I'm not trying to like glorify Black women going through stuff. We've had that environment and it has caused us to be what we are in this present time. And the only way to say thank you to those women is to stand in the places and the spaces that they could not. So if you think about it that way, I would say no. But I think I agree with Jalen about there's always room for us to grow and there's always room for us to change. I think I would want for future generations to not feel any of the weight of the strong Black woman narrative that we've talked about today. Like I think by the time I have a daughter, I don't want to have to be having these conversations with her.
Yeah.
If I could change anything, I would change the future for Black women so that we can let go of this strong Black woman thing and just be Black women.
You preaching today, Rachel.
I was about to say, Rachel eating.
All right.
Yes, I agree. Rachel for president.
Calm down.
Go ahead, run. I'm voting. I like your answers to that. I was excited for that question. As a Black woman, no, I wouldn't change anything. But like y'all just said, like about the past and the perceptions and all that, like yeah, definitely. Yeah, like Rachel said, I don't want to have that conversation with my kids in the future. And like Jalen said, we all have room to grow. Yeah, y'all did that. So call to action. Ladies, this is your chance to speak up and out for the protection of Black women far and wide. What call to action do you want to see from the people?
Oh, I'm excited for this. Let me tell you something. If you want the Black woman to be your peace, protect these Black women, protect us.
Facts.
And it's not saying go work a 9-to-5, bring home the bacon, and that's it. It's more than just financial. Emotionally protect us, mentally protect us, spiritually protect us. Pray for us. Treat us how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be treated like dirt, don't treat us like dirt. It's that simple.
He was ready.
I don't even know how to follow that. I just want more justice for Black women, more love for Black women, more joy for Black women, more abundance for Black women. I want all of those things for Black women. And I think it begins with Black women, but we also have to hold our counterparts accountable for their part in this. So I would say everybody listening to this or everybody on here knows a Black woman. Just love that Black woman. That's all she wants. She just wants some love. We all just want some love.
As Black women, we gotta love ourselves too.
Hey, you preaching now.
Let's talk about that. Mine would probably be 2 Black women. As much as we want love and acceptance and it's not like we give it to each other.
Now that is so true.
Because we do always say that. And then I'll see a Black woman coming for another Black woman for something that she wants to get love for. So it's kind of
That's a real conversation. Hold on.
Wait a minute, y'all.
That needed to be said. You are an example of how you want somebody to treat you. Don't sit up here and go disrespect somebody.
True. Especially one of your own.
That part.
That's so real. Black women, we got to treat each other better. But I think some of that is learned because we feel like there's so few Black women in the spaces that we want to be in that we feel like we got to compete. When really, at the end of the day, it's enough room for all of us. It's enough room for every Black woman. You said something with that, Z. That was good.
You did.
Stop it, child. Well, we definitely want to end on a high note, so I wanted to play one more quick game. This time, we're going to play Would You Rather Black Girl Magic Edition. I'll start. Would you rather never have enough lotion on or always wake up with your scarf missing?
Oh, this is going to get on
is so
me.
wrong.
I'm going to have to say I would rather never have enough lotion on because, see, needs to be talking about me, but, like, I could cover up my ashiness. My hair, baby, like, I don't have a scarf on or I don't have no silk pillowcases on. My hair gonna go bad.
Oh, this is an evil question because I hate being ashy and I hate when my scarf comes off. but I think it's even more disrespectful when the scarf comes off. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen. I'd rather be ashy than be toe back on the head. That's not.
What you gonna say, Z?
I'm looking at it like, would you rather never have enough lotion on? So I could put the lotion I do have on the spaces I need it. And then, like you said, cover up everything else. So I could put it on my ankles, my arms. I just won't have enough for like my legs and all that, but I can wear some jeans. You gotta look around it, y'all. Find a little loophole. All right, go ahead. Y'all come up with would you rather.
This gonna be hard. Rachel, you go first.
Okay, I got you.
Ooh.
Would you rather get your hair braided by Africans or...
That already is a hard option right there. To be honest. That'd be hurting.
Or relive getting your hair high combed.
Oh, Oh, my mama gonna be so mad when she hear this, y'all. My mama used to burn me with the hot comb. I ain't even gonna lie.
I can't even get my hair straightened now because of that. Like, I literally, my whole back curves up.
You're traumatized. I'm gonna have to go with the hair braided by the African. It's gonna hurt, but I probably like popping a leaf and spray that braid spray on it and pray to God that it relieves as opposed to that burn. Like Z said, you got some trauma from that.
But like, you ain't never gonna go to sleep. Like, they be dang, like
they be
down. Ooh, thanks, no. I guess I get my hair braided.
I'm over here so weak at y'all because I made up that question and I don't even know what I want to choose. I hated getting my hair straightened when I was a kid, so I think I'm gonna go with the braids.
Gonna have to accept that pain for a few. All right, Jalen.
Oh no, I thought I was gonna be overlooked.
Never that.
Okay, let me think. Would you rather get your hair wet in a swimming pool while you're natural,
Why?
or
Well,
this will be an easy one. Would you rather get your hair wet after you got a silk press, or would you rather wear stockings on a hot summer day to church?
Not the stockings.
With the ruffle socks.
Oh no, not the double layers.
on a hot day too.
On a hot summer day.
Yeah, nah. So my hair gonna have to be messed up that day. I'm at the pool anyway. I'm gonna be in the water.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna take that the pool. I would rather get my hair wet straight from a silk press.
Wait, straight from it? So I paid money to get it done?
Yes, straight from it. And you
At
know,
least
as
I'm not
soon as
worried
your
about
hair
heat
hit that
damage.
water, it's poof.
You're right.
Heat damage shoes. Not me.
Not me. So how y'all feeling after that chat? What's going on in your head?
I feel good. I think it needed to be said. Like, I think that it's opening up a door.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Jan.
It's gonna go viral.
Thank you guys for joining me and having this conversation for all of the gorgeous Black women everywhere. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. And again, I'm your host, Zara Robinson, and this was She Is Somebody on the
We are the Flora Pearl podcast.
Look at that. We're done.
Men, Black women don't owe you jack. Not a zip. Nothing.